So now we're going to change completely topic and we're going to move to blockchain and bitcoins. It's really a pleasure to introduce you Patrick Dai. He's the founder of Qtum. It's a company based in Southeast Asia. And he was top 30 under 30 of Forbes China. So please a big applause also to Patrick Dai.
Okay, yeah, so I'm very happy to come to Munich and do some introduction about the work we are doing in the blockchain industry. I don't know how many people really having Bitcoin or have all the coins, but I don't know how many people hear about the blockchain. I think right now the blockchain is one of the most hottest topic right now for the different industries. So today I want to give you a very short introduction about the blockchain industry since 2012 and also the current work we are doing for the Qtum projects. So I will go through the speech through a few topics. The first one is still we need to understand what's blockchain. And then when you are talking about the blockchain, for sure you will hear a lot about the cryptocurrency. So what's the real meaning of all the cryptocurrencies? And also why we build another blockchain projects, the Qtum projects. And also I want to introduce you all the blockchain technology, the evolution of the blockchain technology, what's the future for the blockchain technology, and also the trustless platform. It's a very good concept in the blockchain industry. And also, at the end, I will give you more introduction about the Qtum project we are building. So when we are talking about blockchain, I think this map show very deeply understanding of the blockchain. So the blockchain is not only for Bitcoin or for cryptocurrency, so it's more it's a basic protocol for the internet. Because before the Bitcoin came out, on the internet, you have no ways to transfer the value peer-to-peer. But after Bitcoin, you figure out some way you can transfer the value peer-to-peer, and no need to go through any middleman or any central bank or any financial institution. So that's kind of a very big revolution to all the current centralized system. So the blockchain is the real meaning of the blockchain. I think is bring the internet to a new information symmetry internet. Earlier, all the internet, how they build the business model is because for Google or Facebook, they collect all the data from all over the world, and then they redistribute the data to the people who need this. So it's kind of all the big companies, they always have more data than you. That's how they build their business model. But it's totally different on the blockchain network. On the blockchain network, everyone have the same data. Everyone have the same ledger on the whole world transaction. So you cannot build your business model based on the information symmetry. That means everyone have the same data. Everyone is equal on the internet. Yeah. So for sure, the blockchain is a very big technology evolution. But beyond the technology evolution, it's also a mental and thinking mode change. Yeah. Because earlier, I trusted the government, I trusted the bank. Yeah. But besides this, we have some other ways to build some internet economy just based on the internet protocol. That's the reason. I think today, even today, a lot of people think, okay, the blockchain is about cryptocurrency, it's about trading. People are playing the money you are playing the game. Yeah, I think a lot of people have the same idea. But the things already changed. Because if you check the Bitcoin, history, you can see, I'm not talking about the price, but I'm talking about the people, how many people involved right now in the whole industry. Yeah, maybe 5 years ago, it's only maybe 500,000 people, but today we have maybe more than 20 million people as a cryptocurrency user. Yeah, so the things already changed. People believe in the money backed up by the mining power or by the hash computing. So that's kind of a very big change of people's mental and the thinking mode change. What's the value? and what's the money. Yeah. So the blockchain leads us from the trust to trustless, because earlier all the business is built based on the trust service. I trust my bank, so I put my money to the bank. But right now, on the blockchain, you don't need to trust anyone else. All you need to trust is the mathematics and the programming language behind the software. So that's the real meaning of the blockchain. But when we are talking about cryptocurrency, this one shows the first successful cryptocurrency. That's the Bitcoin network. As you can see, from earlier, the Bitcoin network is a pretty decentralized network. It's a peer-to-peer. Yeah, we have the mining pool, we have the wallet service, we have the exchange platform. Yeah, but the basic architecture for the Bitcoin network is peer-to-peer. Yeah. But recently, since the Bitcoin network is pretty slow, so people are trying to propose some layer 2 solution, like the Lightning network, to move some of the transaction from the main highway to some small way, so the network can process more transaction. So that's a layer 2 solution the whole industry are working on. So the core idea behind the cryptocurrency, I think it's pretty very hard for normal people to understand. Okay, why these young people or why these young kids they are playing cryptocurrency on the internet? They are not using dollars, or they are not using euro. They are not using Chinese yuan or RMB. They are using some cryptocurrency in the software. So, but the cryptocurrency is not a new idea. It's a pretty old idea since the very beginning of the internet born in 1990s. Yeah, in 1990s there is in Silicon Valley, in the west of in the west countries there is some movement, the cyberpunk movement. So there is a kind of very technical geeks. They want to build some currency for the internet. So that's the original idea for the Bitcoin idea. So the cryptocurrency, the core idea behind cryptocurrency, the first is it should be peer-to-peer. That means on the blockchain network should be no privileged node. Or if you want a privileged node, or if you want to have more rights than other people, then you can turn to the banking service or the transfer. Because all the banking service is about you transfer your rights to the banks, to the financial institution. They become the escrow service for you. The second idea for the cryptocurrency is it's permissionless. Yeah, because it's no inter-barrier. Everyone can join the network. Everyone can quit the network at any time. So it's permissionless network and it's permissionless innovation. Your innovation do not need to get a license from the government or from the big company. Even today for Google or Facebook, it's hard for them to make this happen. Because if you want to become a developer for Android, maybe when you upload the software, okay, you need to get some license. You need to get some security check or everything. Yeah. But on Bitcoin network, or on the Ethereum network, or on the Qtum network, it's almost open to everyone. Yeah. It's a totally permissionless innovation. And also another idea for cryptocurrency is it's an information symmetry system. The information symmetry system means through one Bitcoin node, you can know the global transaction. You can have a history, a copy of the global transaction in the last 9 years. It's impossible for you to go to the Deutsche Bank or to go to the big bank to ask them, I want a copy of all your transactions. It's impossible. Yeah. But on blockchain, you can make this happen. You can verify everyone's transaction. And you can know it's totally transparent. And also for Bitcoin, it's pretty secure because they have the native money management solution. They have the signature and the multi-signature. Through the digital signature, you can manage your money pretty well. It's more safer than you put the money in the safe box in the bank. Yeah. And also for Bitcoin, it's very simple, secure, stable, and it's kind of can store the value. But the volatility is pretty big right now. Yeah. Personally, I think it's because it's the early time of the whole industry. And also, if you have the information symmetry, that means everyone can get the same information, then you can lead to the consensus and lead to the trustless. Because if everyone can get the same information on the internet, then that means no more scams. No one can cheat other people because I got the same information as you. Yeah. So, but for Bitcoin, if you paid some attention to the cryptocurrency industry, you know for Bitcoin there is a lot of disputes, a lot of debates, a lot of dramas in the Bitcoin community. Because people think, okay, so what's Bitcoin? Some people think that Bitcoin is kind of like a currency religion, and some people think it's an open source software, like the Unix system. So that depends on how you understand Bitcoin. But as a developer, I think that Bitcoin is more like it's an open source software. It's like Unix operating system. Yeah. So the cryptocurrency, for sure, it's a long way to go because it's a confliction with all the regulation, with all the government, with all the banks. So it's a long way to go for sure. Yeah. But then, why we build another blockchain? Yeah, we build our blockchain name is Qtum blockchain because Qtum is a very cool name. Yeah. So why we build totally a new blockchain? Yeah, because myself, I joined the industry since 2012. At that time, I was preparing my PhD degree in Chinese Academy of Science. So it's one of the top scientists university in China. So then my PhD the topic is about the peer-to-peer network, the multimedia transfer. And then one day I found the Bitcoin white paper. It's pretty interesting. It's also peer-to-peer network, but it's not the transfer of the multimedia, but the transfer of the value, transfer of the currency. Yeah. But since in 2012 and early 2015, we have the Ethereum network. It's a decentralized application network. But at that time in China, we have a lot of Bitcoin miners. Even today in China, we have I think the Chinese miners are controlling 70% of the mining power for the Bitcoin network because the electricity is cheap. Yeah, the manufacturing cost is cheap. So that's the reason why they produce a lot of miners in China. But in 2015, basically the community is separated from each other. The Bitcoin community, the Ethereum community, and other projects community, they do not really like each other. So from my understanding, the whole industry is super early stage. It's like the internet in 1995. So you don't need to fight in the small industry. So that's the reason we want to create something to unify the advantage, to unify the features of Bitcoin and Ethereum together. So that's the original idea. Also, Bitcoin Ethereum is the open source software. So for the open source software, you can do Bitcoin Ethereum Qtum, because for the software, the best part of the open source is no need to invent the wheels again or again. Yeah, you can based on some people's work, make it better. Also, the Bitcoin is designed to be a currency, so even today, it's super hard to build any application on Bitcoin, but Ethereum is designed to become a platform, so Ethereum is full of flexibility, you can build a lot of smart contracts on Ethereum, but the security is today still a concern. Yeah, so for Qtum, we want to combine the two of the ecosystem, the advantage. So we built a layered design. Yeah, so we have a layered design for the currency feature and for the platform feature. So we call it the decoupling the system. And also a very big challenge for the open source software is the governance model. Who have the right to make a decision for the open source software? That's the reason why we have Bitcoin fork. We have Bitcoin, we have Bitcoin Cash, we have Ethereum, we have Ethereum Classic. Because people cannot achieve consensus when something went wrong. Yeah, who have the right to make the decision for some network worth $100 billion? That's a huge amount of money. Bitcoin network was $100 billion. So who have the right to upgrade the protocol? So the governance model is a big challenge for the whole blockchain industry. And also, today for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, it's still proof of work. You need to maintain the network through the hash power, through the computing. It's waste a lot of electricity. Yeah, I think that there's some prediction by 2020, 5% of the electricity in the world will be used to mine Bitcoin. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. Yeah. So then we need some more business friendly the consensus algorithm to maintain the blockchain network consensus. That's the reason why Qtum are using the proof of stake. It's more environmental friendly, business friendly. Yeah, and also a huge challenge today for blockchain. It's a challenge in 1995 for the internet. there's like no mobile application, like it's like the DOS operating system, only through the command line you can access the internet. So today, it's very hard to access the blockchain network for every user. They do not understand what's the private key, what's the command line, what's the smart contracts. They do not want some use. They only want some use case. Yeah. So that's a huge challenge today for the whole blockchain industry. It's like no usability at all, almost no usability at all. So we want to do something in the mobile to push the blockchain to like one step further to the like average user. Yeah. And also another thing for the blockchain is like the smart contracts today. You can only, I think the most popular one is the Ethereum virtual machine. It's kind of only use the JavaScript language, like similar like a Solidity programming language. But it's very hard for the like average developer or user to develop the smart contracts because of the security, because of the grammar, because it's a totally new language, totally like different rules. Yeah. So we want to create something like being used for a long time. It's the Intel, the x86 architecture. We want to design some new virtual machine for people to run safely the smart contracts. Yeah. So for the blockchain, it's kind of a new crypto economy, like a new area, like different from the traditional economy, and also it's a very historical like significance like change for sure. Because in the last 1,000 years, people always seek the money from the government, yeah. But the Bitcoin makes something really different, yeah. So that's kind of changing people's mind because more and more people are spending more time on internet rather than in the real life. You spend maybe half of your time on your mobile phone. So everyone is living on the internet. Then why shouldn't we have a currency for the internet? Yeah. So that's a history change. I think it's coming right now. So about the technology evolution, yeah, it's a different idea, and people have different misunderstandings on like what's cryptocurrency and what's like a platform. It's a totally different concept, but people kind of mix it together. Yeah, so for the cryptocurrency, the successful example is like Bitcoin, Zcash, Monero, or the Dogecoin, even Dogecoin. Yeah. So for the cryptocurrency, the features is pretty different from the platform features. For the cryptocurrency, it's about like limited flexibility. The reason is like for Bitcoin, it's using the script language. You can only do some like multi-signature or pay to the script hash. So it's only limited function. You can process the Bitcoin network. Yeah. But for the cryptocurrency, the core idea, the first one is decentralization. That's how Bitcoin builds the trust. Because Bitcoin is a totally decentralized network. No one can control Bitcoin network. So it's a totally decentralization. So that's the reason why people trust Bitcoin. Yeah, because how can you achieve more better decentralization? Like you can use more full nodes, it's peer-to-peer. You have nodes on the earth, you have nodes in the space. So it's a totally decentralized network. And also for the cryptocurrency feature, the important like things is like secure and stable. So Bitcoin is fully taxed, it's open source. It's a $100 billion like open source software and being open source for 9 years, but it's never been hacked. Yeah. So it's fully tax tested and it's very secure. So that's the reason why, another reason why people trust Bitcoin. Yeah. The third reason is Bitcoin can store the value. No matter you say, okay, it's a speculation value or it's a real value, it doesn't matter. But that's a reason. Like even today, people wanted to pay like 7,000 euro for one Bitcoin. That the people wanted to pay the price. Yeah. So that's kind of store the value. Yeah. And also Bitcoin is a payment service. So today you can use Bill Pay, you can use a lot of payment service to use Bitcoin to buy tickets, to buy like book the hotel, to buy the food. You can do a lot of stuff. Yeah. But for the platform, it's another features. For Ethereum, it's a first successful platform because they have infinite like flexibility. Like you can program any business logic on the like decentralized platform. So first they have smart contracts. That's the reason why they have more flexibility than Bitcoin. Yeah. And also the scalability is a very big like problem for the whole industry right now. Because for Bitcoin, it can only process 3 to 7 transactions per day, and for Ethereum it can only per second. Yeah. For Ethereum it can only process 10 to 20 like transactions per second. It's much lower than Visa or than the central bank. Yeah. So we need to solve the scalability issue for the whole industry, and also for the privacy and the independency is also very important. The privacy is like right now, everyone can validate the transaction, and the transaction library is transparent. You have every other people's transaction in your own computer. So in long term, it can be a problem. And also, the governance model is very important for the blockchain. So that's another thing we need to solve. If we want like the blockchain industry become a $1 trillion industry. Because last year, the whole blockchain industry almost like $800 billion. Yeah, it's almost like near to $1 trillion. So it's pretty crazy. And also beyond the ICOs and the funding models, we need to find a better like funding model for the open source software. That's something we need to do. Yeah. So for Qtum, we are building like the currency feature and the platform feature together. And also for the technology evolutions right now, the whole industry, we are focusing on some layer 2 solution. Like for Bitcoin, we have the Lightning Network people are working on. There's kind of like a 100 Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Lightning Network right now. The Lightning Network means it's super fast, it's super cheap. And you can use the Lightning Network to buy a coffee, to build your own payment channel, to pay like some cloud service, pay some everything online. If you can build a stable channel, it's kind of you build a channel with your bank or with your Visa card. Yeah. So I think it's one of the solutions to make Bitcoin have like a bigger adoption, maybe to 10 million people or like 20 million people, or maybe 100 million people in the future. That's kind of one of the solutions. Yeah. Also, some other solutions, if you have smart contracts, you can have a more abstract idea about the Lightning Network. It's not only the Lightning Network. You can build something like the same channel. Yeah. You can use the smart contract to manage the payment channel. So you can build a better payment channel through the same channel idea. Yeah. And also, for Ethereum, they also have the multiple chain ideas like the plasma, because one blockchain have limited resource, have limited connection of the computing power. So you can build multiple blockchain. It's like the internet and the intranet. Yeah. So for the intranet, it's a local internet. So we can build a lot of local internet together and then connect them together. So that's how we build the network. And also, some other ideas like the Qtum, they wanted to move a lot of blockchain computing tasks to the off-chain. It's not on blockchain, but it's off the blockchain, and then they put the final results on the blockchain to do the validation. So that's another idea. And also for the sharing, it's not really a totally new idea. In all the telecommunication system, or like the GSM network or the 4G network, they also have the sharing idea because they have a cellular network. So that means you divide the big network to a lot of smaller network. Then you can ask all the smaller network to process the transaction. So that's kind of some ideas about the layer 2 solution, because the basic layer is it's very decentralized. Then based on the decentralized protocol, we can build something, have a trade-off like centralization, so we can process a lot of transactions. So here is the Bitcoin nodes. You can see, I think it's pretty old data. I think right now Bitcoin has 13,000 full nodes over 150 countries. So it's a very global network. Yeah. And one Bitcoin node is kind of like a bank branch. It's like a new bank. They open a branch in a new country. So the Bitcoin nodes can be a fully service point. People can access the Bitcoin full nodes through the mobile phone, through the mining pool, through all kinds of Bitcoin service. So the Bitcoin, you can say, is kind of the biggest financial network right now, because they can extend it to many countries, and there's no limitation to become another Bitcoin full nodes. So if you are running a computer, you can become a Bitcoin full nodes, and you can start offering service to people. So that's kind of make it so easy, for the network to expand. It's not like the bank. If you wanted to open a new bank branch in China, you need to like find a building, hire the people, and have a lot of like ATM machine. But for Bitcoin, it's so easy to explain the network effect. Yeah. I think that's part of the reason why Bitcoin becomes so popular, so easy. Yeah. And that's the quantum nodes. The quantum is the proof of stake. So we have around like 7,000 nodes over like 56 countries. So it's like kind of the third largest like blockchain network because Bitcoin have like 13,000 nodes, Ethereum have 20,000 nodes, yeah, and Quantum have 7,000 nodes. So it's a proof of stake node. You do not need the mining. Yeah. Okay, let's have some idea about the trustless platform. I think it's very, very cool concept. So what's a trustless platform? So right now, all our service is based on some platform like Airbnb, Uber, or like Amazon or Google, or all the big companies, Facebook, yeah. But all these kind of company, you do not really know how they manage your data. You do not really know how they do the operation, yeah. So your trust is based on you trust on the brand, you trust their branding, you trust Google because they have a very big branding. You trust Facebook. It's a similar idea. Yeah, but for Bitcoin or for Ethereum network, you are not trust like Satoshi because Satoshi disappeared. Yeah, so you are not trust Vitalik, you are not trust anyone or the branding. You are trust like the mathematics, and you are trust the programming language. You are trust it because it's open source. Everything is transparent. Yeah, so that's kind of a totally new way to build the trust and to offer you the service. So in the future, I believe the blockchain protocol will serve as the clearing and the settlement protocol for the money and also for the data. So earlier I saw the professor talking about self-driving, how to collect the data, but you need an incentive for people to give you the data. A lot of projects, they are failed because they do not have very good incentive model for people to contribute their talent or contribute their data. Yeah. So the blockchain is kind of a totally new incentive model for the whole internet. No matter what kind of business you are building, IoT or self-driving or AI, but you need people's contribution. The blockchain is the best protocol to give people the incentive and the contribution. And also the smart contracts is kind of like a trustless virtual agency or a virtual person on the internet. When you create a smart contract, what you are really building, you are building some virtual agency for you. You put your data, you put your money to the smart contracts, and then the smart contracts will execute your logic based on your programming language. So it's kind of a virtual person for you, yeah, because you created the smart contracts and you manage the smart contracts. So that's kind of make the whole blockchain platform. It's like a global trustless network. Everyone can access. Everyone can create their contracts on the network, and the contracts will first to be executed by the global computing power. Yeah. So it's pretty very attractive, very amazing idea. You can create something being validated by other people's computer and by everyone's computer. So that's the basic idea where the trustless platform comes from. Yeah. And also, the trust is kind of very important for the economy, for the whole society. So the trust, in the future, I think the economics, the magazine, they said the blockchain is the trust machine. So in the future, the trust can be an infrastructure, just like the internet, like the electricity, like the water. If you want to run your own business, you can build some trust on the blockchain network. Yeah. So that's can really make the blockchain become really popular because it's created some virtual productivity. It's kind of like you can virtualize 1,000 virtual agency working for you or working for the economy. That's pretty make the economy more efficient. Yeah. So that's kind of automated all the business processing, no matter what kind of business you are running. So I think that's a real future for blockchain because it cuts the cost to build the trust and everything is so efficiency and you have a native currency. It's so efficiency to transfer the value. Okay, so let's talk a little more about the quantum projects. So what's our innovation? What's we really build for the whole industry? We build the Account Abstraction Layer. So it's like a bridge to connect the Bitcoin, connect the Ethereum virtual machine together. So you can have the benefits of the two ecosystem, and then also plus our innovation, we have the quantum proof of stake. So you can have a very like a business-friendly like a consensus algorithm, and it's a very decentralized too. And also we developed some like we call it a decentralized governance protocol. It's very useful for people to voting to make a decision for decentralized network. Because we are managing the parameters of the network through the smart contracts. So you put you can initialize the smart contracts with some parameters. So when the network is a full transaction, you can automatically make some proposal for the network. The network will then do the self like adjustment to meet the needs from the transaction. Yeah. So it's pretty very cool idea to use smart contracts to manage the network. So that's kind of our ecosystem, because we released the network in like September last year, and it's growing pretty fast. At the highest point, the valuation of the project is more than $2 billion, but right now it's almost a $1 billion project. Yeah. So it's pretty amazing because the whole blockchain industry is so crazy. Yeah. So right now we have more than 50 projects globally. They are building some decentralized application on Qtum, like healthcare, like the IP, copyright, like energy industry, like the movie, like even the space technology, yeah, even the prediction market, yeah, and also like some cartoons, some instant message, some advertising, like the data wallet, like it's about the big data, and about the dating, about the gaming industry, advertising, and the supply chain. Yeah, so and PalmDX is a payment solution in East Asia, and like some like serverless like computing applications, like formal verification applications. Yeah, and a lot of travelers, a lot of like kind of daily using like applications on Qtum. Yeah, that's part of the applications are building on Qtum network. Okay, so what's our current focus right now? What's our roadmap? What we are building right now for the whole industry? We are building a totally new virtual machine. Yeah, it's Qtum x86 virtual machine. So it can be more compatible with the mainstream like developer, IT developer, like no matter which language you are using, like C language, C++, Java, Python, you can program smart contracts on blockchain. So it's lower the barrier for all the developers to program on blockchain. Yeah. And also we are building a Qtum X, the enterprise version. It's more suitable for the gaming industry, for the digital contents. So because it has very high TPS, yeah, maybe thousands of TPS, like it's very high TPS, but it's kind of centralized. Yeah. And we are building the layer 2 solution, because right now we already ported the Bitcoin Lightning Network on Qtum. And also we are doing a lot of research on the multiple chip-like solution. Yeah. Okay, so here's the team. I'm the founder, Patrick. Yeah, we have our CTO Neil and Jordan Rose from US. Yeah, and we have a global team member from 9 countries in China, Russia, Sweden, like US, Canada, Colombia, Macedonia. So it's a pretty global network. Yeah. All the blockchain network is pretty global. Yeah. Our foundation was in Singapore. Yeah. So thank you very much. Here's my email, patrick@qtum.org. So if you have some problem, feel free to drop me an email. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Hello, Patrick. Thank you for your talk. Does the Qtum team provide some kind of support to new startups that want to build their platforms or their applications over the solutions that Qtum offers?
Yeah, yes, because we have a Slack channel for the global developer. We have about maybe 200 developers like from the third party in the channel. So usually you can find like the answers through the developer like channels. But if you have some specific question about how to use the platform, we have a very well designed documentation and also Qtum books. So it's step by step you can learn how to program in the blockchain industry. Yeah, maybe drop me an email. We can kind of offer some like technical support. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any question? Yeah.
Hey, thank you for your talk.
Yes, thank you.
Can you explain a little bit of the difference what the difference is between proof of work and proof of stake, and in which way there's an advantage to proof of stake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the proof of work is a very traditional idea. It's not really invented by Satoshi Nakamoto. It's not invented by Bitcoin. It's like there's like Adam Back. He has some hash law. It's a very early. It's very like early time idea. It's no matter proof of stake or proof of work. It's about how to solve the puzzle. It's like they have a formula. You need to find a random number. So for the proof of work, how it works, you need to do the hash collection. The hash collection, you need to do some random computing to find the random number. And if you can, and every time if you find a random number, then you put the random number in the formula to see if the formula is working. Yeah. So no matter proof of work or proof of stake, it's about how to find a random number for the network. That can be a verified. It's a number it's a right number. Yeah. So. But proof of work is very energy consuming because the difficulty is very high. Because they have a very big range, from 0 to maybe billions and billions number. So it's from 0 to a very, very big number. So you need to find the number in this range. Yeah. So it's consume a lot of computing power just to find the useless numbers. Yeah. But for proof of stake, it's another idea. It's a simulation of the proof of work, but they cut the range to a small range, maybe to 0 to 10 billion numbers. Yeah. So you can find the numbers in the 10 billion range. Yeah. Then it's easier for the modern computer to do the computing. But the proof of work is kind of very. People have a very traditional concept, all the currency you need to pay the cost. So that's the reason why people keep mining and they believe in Bitcoin is the only currency because Bitcoin people are paying the cost to mine it, like you are mining the gold. Yeah. But for proof of stake, since you do not really need a huge mining power, so that's people they do not really trust the proof of stake. But technically, it's have the same security, almost the same security. Yeah. But the proof of work is fully tested. Proof of stake is kind of new technology. Yeah. So that's a kind of difference. But the proof of stake is more business friendly. It's more better for the applications. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, thank Patrick for the very interesting talk. Can you please explain or tell me something more about Qtum as a currency, about the maximum capacities, about the supplying, covering the supplying amount that we are now having on the exchange, and also it's about mining nodes, and something more maybe it's about the company who want to join your network to do some implementations on their product using your Qtum as a currency.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So right now, totally in quantum network, Bitcoin have 21 million Bitcoin in 100 years. All the coin will be mined. So Bitcoin have 21 million Bitcoin. So for quantum, the initial offering is the Ethereum. They need some ICO. So we have an initial offering. It's 100 million quantum coin. But later, we also have the concept the proof of stake mining. So it's every 4 years the block reward will be half. Yeah. So in totally quantum you have 108 million quantum coin in circulation. But right now the coin in circulation is 88 million coin in circulation. There's 12 million coin keep as a reservation for the projects, for the foundation to attract the developer. Yeah. So all the other 88 million coins is in circulation right now. Yeah, and also every day there's some new coin being mined, but it's very small. The inflation rate is 1% per year. Yeah, so 1 million new coin being mined through the proof of stake mining. Yeah, and for the proof of stake mining, it's kind of very similar like Bitcoin, but you also need some computer and to download the full wallet and then to keep opening online wallet. Yeah, after 8 hours, you can turn into the mining model and you can help maintain the network. If you are lucky enough, you will get a block reward. That's kind of maybe 4 quantum per block reward. It's like $8, so it's $32 for 1 reward. Yeah. But if you're lucky, you can get that. Yeah.
But can you say something about numbers, about the amounts of regulated Qtum coins, I mean HKs that we have on exchange also? And
yeah.
because I saw that on some exchange there are also Qtum currency there.
Yes.
And the amount I see that there are some millions of dollars having exchange, but on only one exchange. But how about the total amounts of tradings for your
I think, yeah, it's hard to calculate to get the real number, like how many coin on the exchange. It's hard to get the numbers because all the address is anonymous. Yeah, so it's very hard for you to do some statistics like okay, how many coin in the exchange, how many coin in the wallet, how many coin being staking. But we have a number like the staking coin. It's like about maybe 40 million coin in the staking model. People are trying to race each other to get the block reward. It's like the Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
So you compared yourself a lot to Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
But I wonder, what is your own vision? Because like there's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there, and already a lot are also providing some extra value, not only the currency itself.
Yeah.
So what is your vision?
Yeah. Okay, so my vision is like in the future, I think it's not the whole blockchain industry will become a very global, it's payment network. It's a global payment network. That's a very big vision because it's hard to say today. Like okay, blockchain will replace all the banking service or all the financial service. It's hard to say today, but I think that's the future. Yeah, that's one vision. It's a global payment network. The second issue is about it can be a global like blockchain cloud service. Yeah, this cloud service is kind of similar like the Amazon EC2 service. It's like the maybe Microsoft Azure's cloud service. But the blockchain, it's a protocol can connect. I mean, in the future, the blockchain can connect like 10% of the computing power in the world. Yeah, like 10% of a personal computer will be connected by blockchain protocol, and then people can share the storage, the bandwidth, the computing. So people, for the developer, they can deploy their own like application on the blockchain network rather than they build another application for Apple Store or for Google Play. You know, so I think that's the future for all the developers. People will develop the application on the blockchain network because it's free. Like you don't need to pay extra like cloud service renting fees, and you have the user immediately, all the blockchain user immediately, and it's almost like it's kind of your native currency, very strong incentive. Yeah. So that's kind of, I think, can change all the developer ecosystem in the future. More and more people will switch from maybe Android ecosystem or iOS ecosystem to the blockchain ecosystem. Yeah. So that's a vision. And for Qtum, we want to become a kind of infrastructure for the developer to build this kind of application. Earlier we focused in China and Asia, and right now we are trying to build more influence in US, in Europe. Yeah.
So I have another questions. Because we are now doing this, all of those blockchain technologies are now having a problem with regulations. And I think that China is one of the countries is not accept the blockchain transactions over. And what is exactly, how can you overcome those problems in your own country? Because in the total amount of 7,000 nodes, there are more than 4,000 nodes in the operation in China. Do you have any support from the government or some big player that can keep for your project?
Okay. So what are the regulation in China? I think people have like a wrong understanding. Yeah. For the regulation in China, it's kind of you cannot build the centralized exchange right now to trading the currency, but it's still okay to run the blockchain network. Yeah. And you are like safe to even buy and sell like a peer-to-peer. It's okay. Yeah. Because for all the centralized trading, they think it's kind of like securities. So for the securities, you need a very good regulation. So they only ban the exchange, but for the cryptocurrency itself, it's okay. It's okay to buy, it's legal, it's okay. Yeah. And for running the blockchain nodes, it's okay too.